Yes, and welcome to another pre-week market outlook hosted by yours truly, Lit Cap Nate, aka Big Bro, the Skin Glow. Mr. Teeth showing, skin glowing, money growing. You already know what's going on. Hope you guys are all well from wherever you guys are watching this from. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? So, starting off first on the, just maximize this. Cool. So starting off first, for the fundamental side of things, you know, we're looking at quite a packed week for news, actually. I can't lie. So starting off with Tuesday, obviously, well, starting off Monday even, we've got President Lagarde speaking. We've got some GDP for the yen. Tuesday, not as busy. You know, we have got some pound news and some euro news and some dollar news. Got some PPI for the dollar on Tuesday. Moving over to Wednesday, you know, it starts to get a bit more exciting. You know, we've got CPI for the pound. We've got some core retail sales stuff for the dollar. You know, got some CPI for the CAD as well, which will be interesting. Moving over to Thursday, bit of a boring day, but we are pretty USD heavy when it comes to the, you know, the fundamental side of things. And then last but not least, Friday, we've got some retail sales stuff for the pound. What else? Existing home sales for the dollar. So should be a pretty interesting week, really. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. I know the rest of the Lit Cap family are hoping so as well. So let's move over to the chart, shall we? So starting off with GBPUSD, slowly becoming one of my favorite pairs, actually. Right, so in terms of, you know, the trend or what we're looking at right now, we are currently bearish. You know, as we look up here, you know, we have tapped into previous supply zones, and we've continued to do so as we've been making our way down. So if I come down to the 6 hour now, so the 6 hour was pretty interesting, right? So as we started making our way down after tapping into that previous supply zone, we actually left another supply zone, being a redistribution. Now, at this redistribution, you know, we had this last eye candle, came down, and we've actually returned back to it. On approach to returning to it, we actually started, you know, distributing again. So this is starting to look pretty good for prices to actually come down. You know, you can see a lot more clearly now that we've got this distribution forming pretty nicely. It was a bit of a shame that I actually missed, you know, this move over here, but nonetheless, if I come down to the 15-minute, we've actually got this. So after, you know, taking out some highs, over here, and then having a move down to then break structure again, we actually left this eye candle over here, right? And we broke, like I said, we broke structure, and this candle is left unmitigated. You know, we did get pretty close, but we haven't actually tapped into it yet. So we could do one of two things over here, which should be pretty interesting. So I would much rather prefer price to actually come up and meet this price. I'm going to actually move my alert down here. Yeah, I would prefer for price to come up a bit higher before giving us that final leg down. I am pretty confident that we are going to come lower from here. But I do understand that, you know, price may not necessarily make its way up here, as you can actually see over here as well. I'm just noticing we actually did form a smaller time frame distribution. I won't go too in depth into that right now, but we did actually start to form a distribution schematic, you know, with the final UTAD, if you will, being just over here where we took out these highs. So it would be pretty nice if we could get up here. However, I understand that price does not need to come here. You know, we could form some sort of a redistribution in this area and then continue lower. So I am aware of that as well. So it will be pretty interesting to see. We will be giving out updates in regards to this inside of the Discord. Moving on to USDJPY. So USDJPY was another interesting one. So let me just move this out of the way, actually. Cool. So USDJPY was another interesting one. We, you know, as you guys can see, we are pretty bullish right now. And upon creating another high that the last high that we did, I think on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Thursday, but we've actually left these equal highs up here. Now, what I found was interesting, if we come down to the 8 hour, is that we actually left this 8 hour candle just over here in this demand zone. If we go into the smaller time frames, which I will do in a minute, we can actually see that this is a redistribution, a reaccumulation of price over here. And obviously this was the last candle that sponsored us, you know, moving higher and actually leaving these equal highs. And on return of that, now if I come down to the smaller time frames, I believe it was a 15-minute actually, we can actually start to see, you know, a clearer sign of, you know, of a smaller time frame accumulation actually happening. Now if I come down to the 5-minute, now you can see it a lot clearer, right? So, you know, we did actually start to accumulate without actually having that final, you know, clearance of liquidity down here. But, you know, when it comes to accumulation, we don't actually have to always have that, you know, that final spring. So we did actually, you know, start to accumulate. We have left something that looks very, very much like a, you know, a reaccumulation, which, you know, we could return down to. If I come down to the, I think it was the 3-minute I was looking at. Yeah, so down at 3-minute, we've actually left this candle here where price has absolutely rocketed to the upside. So if we are to return back to here, this could be a good area to actually get some buys, you know, with the overall target, the main target really being, you know, these equal highs up here was the first target, and we could actually go a lot higher than that. But I'm pretty confident that we, you know, can actually push up from here. So that should be pretty interesting as well. Moving on to US30. So I come over to the weekly. So over on the weekly, we can see that we are, you know, clearly bullish once again. Now, we are bullish. However, we did actually come down and tap into this weekly candle. We literally, if I zoom in, we literally just tapped into it and then started to make our way away. But upon doing that, if I come down to the 4-hour, you can actually see on approach that we actually started to accumulate, leaving this last institutional candle that actually pushed us up and actually took us out of that range. So, you know, as we've come down now to this 4-hour candle, we have started to stall. If I come on a 1 hour, actually, was it 1 hour? Maybe the 15-minute. Cool. So on the 15-minute, we can even see once again, smaller time frame, what looks to be an accumulation. Once again, you know, it's very important to look for those signs that institutions are looking to push price higher before actually getting into these buys or sells, you know, whatever it is that you're looking at. So on approach to this 4-hour candle, we've started to accumulate again. So that's really, really looking like a good sign that we could potentially push up from here. So that's another thing that I'm pretty excited for this week. We will be, like I said, we will be giving out plenty of updates in regards to these trades inside of the Discord and inside of our weekly calls. So if you're not part of the, you know, the LitCap fam already, I'm going to show you how to do that towards the end of this, right? Now, last but not least, what's actually becoming another one of my favorite pairs, EURNZD, which is what I'm going to finish off with. So EURNZD, I come over to the daily. Cool. So looking at the daily, you know, we were bearish up until a point until we broke structure to the upside. Now that we've broken, in fact, let me actually come to the weekly to make it a bit clearer. So on the weekly, you can actually see that we are bearish, you know, forming lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and so on and so forth. Now, this was the technically we are bullish on this as well. But after we had this previous lower high and then lower low, we actually broke that to actually start approaching this area. Now, what I'm actually expecting now, if I come to the daily now, what we did do is we actually tapped into this daily candle. So what I'm hoping that we can do is actually get a push up from here, come to the daily, and maybe look for signs of price to continue on its way down. That's something that I'm pretty confident as well. But again, we're not here to speculate. We're here to kind of act alongside what's actually happening with the markets, you know, just act alongside what the market's showing us. So coming down to the 4-hour, what we can start to see now is clear signs of accumulation. You know, if I come to the 1 hour, it looks even clearer. You know, we started to take out lows, you know, and then started to, you know, show signs of us continuing this accumulation. What I will be looking for is a break outside of the range before actually getting into this. But like I said, I'm pretty confident in this happening. So I'll come down to the 15-minute. Like I said, you know, we've taken out these lows. So it's looking pretty good right now. We could start to look for opportunities to buy right now, but this area is starting to look like it's holding up. So we will be providing, like I said, once again, We will be providing a lot of updates on this, you know, during the course of this week. This especially something that I'm looking forward to. What if we are to get this move up from here? You know, the main target would really be, you know, these equal highs up here and this daily candle, which we should hopefully start to see signs of, you know, either reaccumulation to push us up higher or distribution to, you know, show us our way down. So this is your big bro, the Skin Glow. Actually, before I finish, let me just come over to here and show you guys our website, right? For those of you that are looking to learn, for those of you that are looking to just have, you know, a bit of mentorship, for those of you that are looking to be involved within a community of people that are, you know, making money within these markets, people that are learning, people that are really trying to level up their trading game, this is the place to be, right? Get inside the Discord. £25 a month is really not a lot of money for the value that we're actually providing over here. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you guys have gotten value from this. It's your big bro, the Skin Glow. And remember, every day is money day. Peace and love.